Hi! So today I want to show off some pendulums I've made and also give some information how to make them. So yes, here is one. I can get it. It's the pendulum part, and this is the handle. The string is a bit long, so it doesn't really fit well in the frame, but yeah, you can see here. And here is another one. It's a bit Christmas themed. There's the handle, and there's the pendulum. So yeah, if I go a bit back, you might see. Yeah. Now my camera is terrible at picking up motion, so yeah, I won't do that too much. And here is the last one. This one is based on a symbol that's used in my favorite role-playing game and is also used in alchemy. In the role-playing game, it is known as the prime symbol and is the basic symbol for magic, and in alchemy it is a symbol for essence, basically. Also, yeah, the call it chi, life force, as you can see there, and it's also my favorite occult symbol. As you can see, I also have that in my pendant. Yeah, so how do you make these pendulums? Well, they are made of polymer clay, which is just shaped, and then I paint them. I find this to be a very good way to use polymer clay that's gotten dirty, because since you paint over them, you don't see any splotches or anything like that. So yeah, when you're making polymer clay and you have some bits that gotten other colors mixed in and so on, don't toss that. Just put it in a sealed container and save it until you can make something with it, and you can just paint it. So yeah, basically what I do, one of those sets, is that I take a pretty good lump. You can assume that about one package of polymer clay will be used for these. Now, of course, these pendulums are huge. I really like big pendulums myself, so if you want smaller ones, you can get away with less clay. As you can see, you have that metal thing on the top. That's just one of those what are they called in English? Anyway, they are like little metal rods with a little eye on the top that you use to string beads on to make earrings and so on. You need two of those. One for the handle and one for the pendulum itself. This is because it will be much more secure and also dangle better if you can hang from one of those instead of you trying to make an opening in the pendulum part. Then you just shape it. It can be a very simple shape like this one with just a cylinder, or you can do it a bit more fanciful like this, and the same with the handle. It can be a very basic shape like this, which is just a triangle, and I like my handles to be flat, but you can make a round one too, or you can do something more with the handle. And you cook, and in both the handle and in the pendulum, you just throw in those jewelry sticks. Then you cook them, and you paint them. I usually use about 2 layers of paint. It depends on what sort of paint you're using. Some have more pigment and some have less. So, oh, and if the camera's microphone picks up that noise, it's because we are expecting a really big storm later today. So it's raining like hell. Anyway, we paint them, and then I like to add the varnish. I also use about 2 or 3 coats of varnish to make them really shiny. And I also make sure that I dab some extra varnish around the top with where the jewelry pin sticks up, just to make sure that it stays there. So yeah, it's very simple. It's a very simple and cheap way to make a pendulum, especially if you have some paints and some of the things you need to make it. And yeah, one important thing is that you have to have the jewelry pin in while you cook it, so that it sort of cements in place. As for the string itself, you can use anything: ribbon, string. You can buy a chain that you would use to make jewelry, and these I've just knitted out of sewing thread to make it sort of gritty like. I thought that would look nice, but you can use anything. So yes, you can decide shape and size yourself. I like them big, but you can make anything. It's very easy. You use polymer clay, which you just cook in the oven for a little while. Normal oven, and then you just paint them. You can of course also use several colors of polymer clay and not have to paint them, but I do recommend a bit of varnish, because that really makes polymer clay looks a bit grainy. I don't really like the look of polymer clay that hasn't been properly varnished, but that's also up to you. So yeah, I just thought I would make a quick video and show off these pendulums, and also explain a very quick and very cheap way to make a pendulum, because they can get expensive, but a package of polymer clay costs, I don't know, $3. And if you have some paints, that's all it will cost you. Anyway, have a great weekend, and blessed be.